It wasn't until the 1970s where, through AIM, the American Indian movement, and the civil rights movement in the 60s and the 70s, that environmental issues started to become prevalent, in particular our sacred sites. And the chief and chairman of our tribe at the time, Raymond Ballardis, was introduced the thought process of the importance of taking care of our sacred sites. So we started our cultural resource development during that time. I started my involvement with the tribe in the early 90s. Chief Dave Ballardis and I worked very closely together for close to 25 years. So I've been trained by Dave Ballardis and Eugene Mendez and Frank Lobo. They are my Acjachemen elders. My first two sites that I think just grabbed my heart was the Wind Woman Cave and then the child and mother that were found along Aliso Creek. I was a young mother myself, and just the fact that a mother and a child were being disturbed was just unconscionable to me. I have witnessed over 1,000, maybe 2,000 ancestors that have been unearthed in our territory, and have worked, negotiating with the landowners on making sure that they were reinterred and handled with dignity and respect. When development occurs, the landowners are mandated by a law to contact the Native American Heritage Commission, and I'm responsible, along with David, on making sure our sacred sites were put on the Sacred Lands files, in which the Native American Heritage Commission maintains. There are over 1,500 sites in Orange County alone that have been recorded. In the city of Irvine alone, we have 18 sites and counting. They're not identified to the public. It was in the early 1990s that Chief Ballardis and Louis Robles and myself traveled to the Smithsonian to do some educational work, and then also to meet with the federal government on federal acknowledgement. And that we were in the Library of Congress and came across, and up in these high shelves, the boxes that identified us as Juaneño. And we're like, we need to get those down. And so they were kind enough to bring them down, and we went into the Library of Congress, audio room, and put on the headphones and listened to Anastasia Mahal speaking, and songs, and it just brought tears to our eyes because we thought our language was gone. And so from that, we negotiated with the landowner as part of a mitigation measure of $10,000, and we were able to take these recordings and put them on cassette tapes, and that's how we started our language revitalization program. And my grandmother, Refugio Rios, and my uncle, 6 times back, Aku, were part of that recording. There was a gentleman by the name of John Peabody Harrington, and he came to our community in the early 1900s. He traveled actually up and down the Northwest coast, and he recorded our languages, and he recorded my family. And so it was really exciting to find stories about my family, about our land, a lullaby that my grandmother would sing. It just really touches your the depths of your soul and your core, and connects you to, your ancestors, and the importance of why we persist and why we must continue to maintain our traditions and culture.